Welcome back, guys, to Baby Got Stacks.
Hi again. We'll be more consistent again.
Oh, well,
No, sorry, I'm just messing with my bike now.
life, man. We did technically, we did finish this week's book on
We
time.
did on time.
So,
we're nailing the reading portion.
It's just finding time to record. Because at the end of the day, we both get home, late. Well, you get home late.
You are home.
I am home. That is true. By the time I finish cooking dinner and showering and stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's
There's
just
really no will.
no. But we're doing it. We got it done this week, so
Look, we're here, and
we are here.
You're welcome.
We got there, but
we're in a very important book, I must say.
Yes, I will say, we are technically, this episode is last week, so when we say we got this week's taken care of, we're talking about the next episode that you will be listening to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense to you all.
It makes sense to me.
And then that's all that matters at this point. That's all that matters. So this episode, we'll just say this episode.
Yeah.
I think is one of my babies at this point.
This is The Internal Machine by Aelina Isaacs. Now they also go by Noah. They have a different name on Instagram.
Oh,
that
yes.
I tagged them in the post.
I don't remember what they.
Forget the last name. Noah Hawthorne.
Mm-hmm.
Hawthorne's not that difficult of a last name. I don't know why. I can't. That
It's fine.
click in my head. But technically, this is a steampunk fantasy.
Yes.
Which I was a little worried about because I don't really read anything steampunk.
I've never read
watch
anything.
like movies that are steampunky.
So this one has a really good, like on the back of the book, it says Treasure Planet meets Edgar Allan Poe. That
was a good description. Describing it as Treasure Planet made it all click in my head.
Oh, 100%.
Because that was the perfect description of it. It's down to like the little cast of characters.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're so fun to travel with. Oh, you've just been, wow. And now there's a cat.
There's going to be she's been literally bouncing off at the walls. So we were gifted this book.
Yes.
But I actually bought it on my Kindle as well. So that way I could read it laying down in the dark. Kindle, it was only $4. It's nice. I mean, you can't beat that at all. I don't know what the paperback price is for it, but I would say it's 1,000% worth it, no matter what the cost is, to be honest with you.
Looked up all of the rest of the books in this series.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as I read the last
it's like
the literal last two sentences.
It's like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I was betrayed by the author. I was hurt. I was abandoned, and I felt so alone. I never felt like my heart was literally racing.
At one part of the book, I threw my hand up over my mouth. Who was I?
Who was I hiding my gasp from?
I honestly should go run and get my Kindle real quick. I have never highlighted in my Kindle until this book. Holy guacamole.
I started annotating from the beginning because it was a rocky start for me when they're at... We should read the back. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
I am probably going to butcher a lot of the names. I'm going to be honest with you. Fantasy is not my strong suit in name.
I know.
Pronunciation.
It gets a little rough. Because you never know how it's intended to be.
Like, I know she goes by Lith, but like, how would I pronounce her first name? Lithian?
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 Okay. That's how I was saying it.
That makes sense. Lithian. Okay. We're gonna go for it, guys. If I just pause, Mel will take over and help me with.
God, now I actually have to pay attention where you are. But
Well,
okay, I'm
maybe
following
not.
along. I'm following
Maybe
along.
not. Maybe not. I think I can. I think I can get it. Uh, Keeper of Death is quite a fitting name for a villain, and yet Lithian finds herself as the only fae who can save the realm of Ivorborn. Cursed as an empty fae, never to wield magic, she is sent into the Eternal Mountain, a prison designed for the most malicious, bloodthirsty, and cursed creatures alive. Her crime, along with so many other creatures, is being lesser than the Grand High Fae who rule the divided lands above. Aether, is it Aether? Ether?
Ether. It's usually ether.
That makes sense. The A would be silent. Ether magic rules Ivorborn, a whimsical land ravaged by long-held. I know how to pronounce that word, but my brain is like,
That's why I wasn't gonna prejudices.
thank you. I know. I swear I've memorized
You
words.
said it before.
Mm-hmm.
I've memorized. I don't know how to read. I just memorized.
I just memorized a lot of words. Unkind to those without magic. The others are mysterious court to the south, kidnapping and murdering all those on their path along the continent. Only a fae without either can wield the mysterious Harbinger, a weapon of mass destruction needed to defeat the epic evil taking over the realm. The elegant call of immense power corrupts most, especially those who have been mistreated. Dangerous lust, high-stakes adventure, and loyal companionship are thrust into List's life, but can she be the hero after playing the villain for so long? After all, why would you want to save a world that wants to see you buried 6 feet under? Perhaps this isn't a hero saves the day story. Perhaps this is the origin story of the deadliest fae alive.
Now, at the beginning, we start in the Eternal Mountain, and that's probably where it's the most steampunk.
Yeah.
And like techy.
Geary. Yeah.
Geary,
There's.
yeah.
Gears, metal, the whole shebang.
And I think at that point, it was just a bit confusing because they're throwing names at you left and right. And there's not that many people, but they call, like, there's different names for each person. So, like, she'll call them one name, and then, like, the rest of the people will have, like, a different title for them. And I think that's where I got Confucius.
Yeah, they go by last names, like we do here with first names, is how they, and there are humans in this. There's all different kinds of creatures. There is different realms. So
yeah, at the beginning there's a map.
Also, can I just say, we appreciate a glossary.
We appreciate a glossary, but do not ignore the sentence right under glossary like I did, because it does give spoilers.
Oh, I didn't read them.
So, like, it'll divide everyone by, like, the court or, like, the Eternal Mountain by, like, where they're located or where we meet them, you know, and then give the name and their last name. So if you don't read, like, the description of who they are, that'll help. But I just kept reading.
Oh.
And I was like, what? But I also have the memory of a goldfish, so I immediately forgot and kept reading. And then it'd come up and I'd be like, what? And so just as easily entertaining. But along with the map in the front, there's some old language that the author has made from Hebrew. And so, like, Lith calls one of the characters Shomer. I don't know how to pronounce these with, if there's like an accent or some way specifically to say it with in Hebrew. But Shomer means guardian, and then there's other words that come up or names as we meet other characters. And then there's a saying at the end that's like heartbreaking when it comes up in the actual book. That's like this kind of just like stab of the knife and twist a little bit. And I will say, you know how I'm good at predicting things?
Yeah.
This bitch of a book got me. Not a clue.
The ending. I need the next books. Like
I stayed up until 3 a.m. finishing this book, and then I got in bed, mumbling to myself, woke up Taylor, and he was like, what? And I was like, the end of the book. And he's like, was it not good? And I was like, I'm mad. And then I was on my phone looking up how to get the rest of the series.
I think it's
And
on Amazon.
Like, it
yes?
is on Amazon.
Okay.
And then I read the descriptions of the sequels, and I don't want to give spoilers, but certain characters aren't mentioned, and it's not helpful or reassuring in any way.
Yeah, it does talk about in the back of the book. Like it says also by, and then it says like what.
Yeah, there's a couple prequels, which I'm really excited to read. It kind of follows the like origin stories of a couple different characters that we meet, which kind of helps like bring the whole like origin story of Ironborn itself, like the lore of this kingdom.
Yeah. There's different. I really should have brought my Kindle. I did not think this through. So there's the Eternal Mountain, which was created as a prison for like lesser or people that do crimes. The main character, as I read in the back of the book, she is an empty fae, so she has no powers at all. The Eternal Mountain has all the ether, and the people that are in that mountain do not have, like, they cannot use their magic.
Yeah, it takes it from them. So
they're basically like making it to not use it. Like they're kind of doomed to see it, but not be able to touch it. Yeah. Almost is kind of what I grasped from it.
The Alcatraz.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
words.
I believe
or 5 and then 6. The others.
Yeah, so there's the Iron Court, Terra Court, Hollowed Court, Sylvan Court, Borealis Court, and then there's Satyr, Satyr.
Sorry,
that's like a tribe, I think.
I think is
that's like
saying it.
Yeah. Terra Court is Earth.
Yeah.
Hollowed Court is that fire?
That's fire. I think that's fire.
Sylvan
was water. Right?
And the Borealis would be air then.
Air. Right? I think that's how it goes. I feel good about that.
Okay.
70%.
That would be my final answer. Basically, I don't know how much I know we're not going to give any spoilers. So this is going to be episode's going to be a little different because this is an independent artist's book. This is not like a huge publisher's book. So we do not want to give away spoilers.
Yeah, we don't feel comfortable giving spoilers because 1, we want you to go support the independent author. Yes. And 2, you better go fucking read this book because goddamn.
I want to make it very clear to people as well, even though we were gifted these books, we never felt, and it wasn't like told to us that we had to like it. We had to give rave reviews about it. It just kind of was, oh my gosh, you guys are doing a book review podcast. I write a book. We didn't even know they wrote.
Kindly, yeah.
Yes. So we are not getting paid for this. We are not like this.
We signed no contract.
No.
But I truly just really liked this book.
And if you've listened to any of the other fantasy books, there's only been like one, like Akhtar was the only one that I could like see myself really getting into and stuff. But other than that, I haven't really been into like fantasy books. This one I gave a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. I fell in love with this book and the characters.
It's hard, especially on a first book of a fantasy. And I think I've said this before in other fantasy series episodes we've had, because it has to set up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
While still be entertaining and still get you to want to read the next one. But it is building a world. But it did it where in a very smart way, where Lith doesn't know much about the world either. She grew up at the mountain.
Yes.
And so when she's adventuring out into the rest of the courts, it's her first time too. So we're experiencing it with her. And so she's learning, we're learning, and it's just as magical. So it doesn't feel like boring, like
no, or something that like we already should have known.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, exactly. Or like
that we're gonna
pause this journey because we need to tell the audience what this means. It was very natural, and like I thought there was an initial romance going on, and then I was like, I don't like it. That happened way too fast. There's no, like, for me, I wasn't feeling it, and then things happened, and I was like, whoa. But
the other love interest,
and then the other interests.
True. That's true. There are multiple. Yes.
And it did bring up, without spoilers, in a lot of fantasy books, there's and in Twilight, there's the whole concept of like fated mates. And it always wondered, be like, well, what happens if like you fall in love with someone, or what you think you fell in love with someone, and you date someone, and then you meet who's supposed to be like your mate, and that like clicks. You just go like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy. This book, I think, really like kicked off after she left the mountain, like you said. Like once she met Captain and that crew, I just fell in love with like Captain and the characters, and like it was a little bit easier. So pretty much you're following Lith. She finds out that she's got to go on an adventure to get basically the essence of all of the realms. There's earth, fire, air, and water, and she is the only one that can do it because she is an empty fae. And her parents basically like gave her to the mountain, like they didn't want her, pretty much.
They kind of set her up to be the one to do this. Then there's a complicated history with her parents and family backgrounds, and her herself with, because she's the keeper of death, and so she's had to be the killer. So she's had to, everyone looks at her as like this scary figure, and there's whispers among some courts that she's this like terrifying being, and another court she's like a hero and a savior. And
and she has some friends.
She does make out of the mountain with some friends, and then
there's why can't I so there's Amarin, which is her assistant,
a little fairy assistant. Oh my god, I was so upset.
Could have cried. I was like,
what? No, I like her.
That was one moment that my hand threw up to my mouth. And then that's
like right at the beginning. It's like, what?
I was not mentally prepared for that. And then there's, it doesn't have it on here unless it's under a different name. There's Umber.
Because she's not technically with any of the courts.
No, that was a wild time.
She's at the mountain.
Novak, I loved that character. Oh, it was great.
I miss them.
I know. I honestly might have to. So there's technically two prequels. There's a prequel that happens 236 years before this book, and then there's a second book that is a prequel novella that takes place 20 years before this book. And then there is a third book, The Realm of Giants, and this is months after the event in the Eternal Machine.
Yeah, it's basically one of the prequels is like how the kingdom got to where it is, and then one of the prequels is like how one of the characters got to where they are when we meet them.
Yeah, because there are some talk about like previous wars, and that's kind of why like they're broken up certain ways. And so there's kind of like backgrounds of like government almost, and like why things are the way they are and how they're run. And there's like, they don't call themselves kings and queens, they call themselves like the High Lord and High Lady.
Which is common with like fae fantasies.
Oh, it was so good. And then like you get like some character development with like their children, or you find out who their parents are, and you're like, oh my god.
It's crazy. And it's so good. Besides the story itself, which is, I don't know how you plot out that kind of a story, because that's like so much charting, I can't keep track of that.
Yeah.
The writing itself is really nice, really descriptive, not lagging. It's not over detail in the sense like, okay, I get it, the water's blue. It's not like
yeah. And I feel like too, it's easy in these types of books to kind of just skim pages and not really read, because you're wanting to go over all the descriptiveness.
Yeah.
But this made me want to read like every single word on that page.
Yeah, I wanted to know about the towns they were in, and like the way they described the little bars, or like how the festivals were going. Like I wanted to know, or like describing how the crew, like how the captain's ship was. It was, I loved it. It was so good.
I can't say enough good things about this book.
I'm so mad about it.
I wanted to try to figure out when. I feel like there was one coming out.
They have a witchy-ish one, or it has witch in the title at least, coming out.
22, 24, 21, 23. Oh, When Witches Dance? When Witches Dance. May 1st. Oh, coming out soon.
Oh.
Okay. They do have also. Is it? I don't think that one's on here. Look at that. Look at that one.
Ugh.
Gorgeous.
And for like indie publishing, these covers, they're simple, but like,
I don't think. Okay, hold on a minute. So then we've got. Let's see.
What are you even looking for?
Children of Ivorborn is prequel 1, and then Realms of Giants is technically 2, and then it says Prince of prequel 2. But the Malcolm's Tower is not in this book. So this
yeah.
But then there's also a Princess of Terra, so that also wasn't in this either. So that's what I was trying to figure out. And then that When Witches Dance, I think that's because there's also When Witches Sing. And then there's When an Immortal Falls in Love with a Witch, which is a Phantom a Rook.
I was gonna say Phantom and Rook. Phantom and Rook. The cover of that looks very.
Yeah, so like they have 2 series. It's The Adventures of Lavina and then Ivorborn. So those are the 2 different series that they have. I want to get all of the Ivorborn.
And I want to have all of them.
I need all of them. Yeah, I will highly recommend this book. Definitely my top fantasy book.
So good.
For sure.
And the representation is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Also throw that in there.
Fantastic. There's a lot of different representation on all different kinds of people.
Yeah.
It's really great to see.
And it's so like casually brought up. It's just like they are. And it's not like a big deal, which is my favorite.
Another gasp-worthy thing was with the eye.
Oh my god. Okay. Mini spoilers, because we have to talk about the eye. We have to talk about the eye. Okay. When they major spoilers, because when we get to that end and we find out that it didn't even cross my mind that it would be them who attacked her. I kind of forgot that even happened. And I was like, holy shit. And then mentioned the little jar with the eye. I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking weird.
I was like, that's so gross. And then she's like,
and then it didn't even click in my head. I'll be like, that's her fucking eye.
Just round of applause for that
Honestly,
one.
Standing Holy shit.
That was insane. Insane. Chills. I was, oh my gosh. I could
literally
not believe
did the
it.
whole, like, in my chair alone in the dark in the office. It was like panic in my chair. I was like,
yeah.
Oh. And the maturity to go to, what's his face? And be like, no, we need to destroy this eye together to, like, close that chapter.
I think it's her and Pan. Maybe?
Pan.
Yeah,
that's
Pan.
Pan.
I think it's her and Pan.
Oh.
It was a wild time.
Okay, and we're back. And romantasy. I did not expect
the spice.
The spice.
I was like, okay.
It was giving. That was spicier than some of the romance I've read this year.
It was spicy. And then with the like little like demon side, I was like, what is happening?
The weeds.
I was like, I'm getting my cheeks are rosing over here. I was like, what is happening? I was like, I was not prepared for this. It's like, oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, if you're not a fan of spice, maybe just skip over that. But
it's not like long. But it's
no,
there.
but boy, is it
boy.
Spicy.
I was expecting this to be good, but goddamn, was I not expecting to have like,
oh my gosh, chef's kiss.
Much.
I love
like
it.
I'll fight someone about this book. My heart's racing again.
I never usually write reviews on books, but I gave it a 5 out of 5, and I said I need the second book immediately.
Did I rate this a 4.5? If I did, it's because I was angry.
The ending. They should have given us the second book. Why would they hold on? Why would they do this to us?
Listen, it's good writing, and I'm mad about that, is what it is.
Yeah, I need all of them now. I just fell in love with all these.
I'm getting rid of the 4.5. I'm over my anger.
We love a good twist when we have the second book handy. That's the thing.
I think we've
never
those people who will buy the entire series and have not even read the first one, and I was not prepared. This is why I buy the entire series.
I don't think we've ever had it to where we ended a book on a cliffhanger and we didn't already have the series. Like, I think this is the first time that we're processing that we don't know. If
I would have just continued. At least I would have said for like 1 or 2 chapters, but then watch me have finished like.
I'm looking up it on Amazon to see how much. Oh
yeah, I was gonna buy the sequels and the next 2. I was also nope, I lost that thought. I don't know what I was also gonna do.
Is this a different cover? Oh, it's a hardcover. Look at that.
Oh, that's the card I have. That's the E. Oh, you cannot see it, but that,
I cannot
you know how
see
it came with the little card when they sent us the book?
Are they of the characters?
Mine was. I realized when they were describing Lith,
I'm getting
it was like purple hair.
I'm getting mine.
I was like, wait. I'm getting mine.
I'm getting mine.
Yeah, mine, it looks like a tarot card, and it has Lith on it. And mine says the Tower. Which is weird. When I do tarot, I actually draw the tower a lot.
Mine's just the Empress. Is that one of the characters?
I think that's who does okay, slight spoilers. Who does the captain fall in love with? Or is mated with?
Oh, is that Typhon?
I think that's Typhon.
Is it?
I think so, because they describe that's the blue skin.
Okay.
Now we have to collect them all. Here we go.
But also that hardcover though is lovely.
God damn it.
And also for hard, and
like the Aussie silver hardcover.
And we don't like hardcovers, so
I mean,
how we feel about hardcovers.
Yeah.
I was taken aback by that. I was like, excuse me? Okay, $21.44. Not bad for a hardcover, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, book one of there's 5. There's 5 books. How do I
purchase all?
Children of Iverborn, $8. Yeah. $9. You can't beat that. Yeah. Realm of Giants. Okay, but where wasn't there another one? Am I losing it? I thought there were other ones. Maybe not. I thought there was. So there's the Eternal Machine, Children, Prince, and then there was Princess. Then there was the Realm of Giants, but then there was another one.
Maybe they're not like a physical copy of it yet.
Maybe. Okay, well, if they're listening, can we have the other copy?
Can we work on that?
Yeah, Malcolm's. How do I get this? How?
Wait, I can't.
I'm sorry.
Shopping now. What'd you find?
The page number of the Malcolm's Tower. 1,559 pages.
Eating it up.
Oh, it says Kindle edition. I wonder if it's only on the. Is it Kindle maybe? But I would be able to get it on Amazon.
Nah.
Oh yeah, the Realm of Giants is only on Kindle too.
Then.
Well then.
Honestly rude.
Guess I'm buying all of them on my Kindle. Well, you can get the Children of Iverborn and the Prince of Sullivan is and the Princess of Terra. Well, okay. Maybe it just takes a minute for it to be on paperback. I don't know who
the hardcover of the second one is available though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then I have to get the hardcover of the first one.
Yeah. Also, the dedication to all those who find comfort in the darkness. This is for you.
Yeah, so
love
sweet.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Highly.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. So, there you go. Yeah.
And I don't know, they probably signed it the same for you, but the signatures, now I get it. It says, "Welcome to the crew of Misfits," and then they sign their name.
I get it now. I get it, yeah. I was like, the crew of okay. And then I was reading it, and then I was like, oh God.
Sign me up, Captain.
Makes me want to watch Treasure Planet.
It's not a bad idea.
I haven't seen that in a while. If you like Treasure Planet or Steampunk-y, you'd love this book.
Oh yeah.
Even someone who, normally gravitates towards romance, this book I ate up. I absolutely loved it.
Into romantasy. If you're just into books about the Fae.
Fantastic. I have nothing else to say other than just
done. They said it all. Except how it ends. I'm a little mad about it.
Yeah, this one. Yeah. And
They did that.
They really did.
Ugh. Yeah. It's so crazy. Be like, how do you even like write a book?
I just want to know. Like, do they just have an idea? Or did they start with the end and then backtrack to like form that so that way the ending would like make sense? Or, you know, how does
that happen? I'll walk into the kitchen and forget what I wanted. Like, how do you write a whole book?
With like it's one thing to write like other books, like romance, mystery, thriller, horror, whatnot, but fantasy with things that like, I mean,
you have to literally write a whole different world and a whole different set of laws and politics and cultures, and I don't even get ours. Oh
yeah. Wow. I need all of them now, so that's what I'm gonna be doing later. Is buying all of them.
Thank you for listening to us gush about this book, because genuinely, wow.
I just,
need to like send a care package or something. Maybe
I know. How does one even? Thank you for breaking my
heart. How do you?
I know it's really hard not knowing what happens next. Oh my gosh.
I was not prepared. I was not. If you get this book, get the second one. Line it up.
Just get all of them.
Book out your weekend for these books.
But definitely the second one for sure. And how do I get my hands on the third one? Because I need to know.
Yeah, I want to like mark this up and write my angry thoughts around it.
That's why I liked, so when I bought my Kindle version of it, I could like highlight so then I could tab it, because there were so many like little things, and also like what you said, people were calling people different things, and so it was like I was trying to figure out who was who and what was what, and so
I was about to start to post it, but then we'd left the mountain, so I was like, okay by then.
Yeah, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Please read this book.
Please read this book. Go support an independent author. Shout out to independent authors. Yes. I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how they do it, but they do it, and they do it well.
And thank God they do.
So kudos to you guys for sure. Love it. Yeah. Want it all.
I want it all. Well, thanks for listening to this episode. We're gonna try to figure out how to buy all of them, and then we'll record our next episode, which is a romance to end off the month. You can check out our schedule at Baby Gostack Podcast on Instagram. I have to make May's schedule still. I'll post that as soon as it's done because we need to figure it out still. But
April crept up way too quickly.
Yeah, honestly, April was barely a month, to be fair. But there's a link in our bio that takes you to places where we're at, like our Goodreads. You can see what else we're reading. You can see all the books we're compulsively buying, like the rest of the series.
Yes. Yep.
Oh boy.
It's happening.
It's happening. I think that's it. Like and follow wherever you listen to this podcast. We're also posting these audios on YouTube. Currently, it's under my reading channel called Reading with Melon. There's nothing other than these podcast clips. I could just change it to ours, and then we'll hopefully in the summer, the plan is to actually put visuals to this, or take video of what we're actually doing. So a lot of hand motions, a lot of cats, mainly. But
it is a lot of cats.
We'll figure it out. I'm wanting to redesign our bookmarks. We have bookmarks that we take to the local bookstores near us because that's where I can get them to physically. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows where this takes us? You keep liking and sharing.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe you can go bigger.
Maybe. T-shirts.
Or me buying the series over and over again. T-shirts would be fun.
I love this series so much. Please go buy it. It's just fantastic. Everyone needs to read this.
Yes.
Yes.
And they can keep writing more and more.
Please.
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 Please. Follow them at Noah Hawthorne on Instagram. I have them tagged in the initial schedule, April schedule post, and then once we post about this episode, we'll also tag them. So you can click on that. You can go follow their page, see what they're up to in writing. They have a new book coming out on May 1st, so I have a lot to catch up on.
I know. Now I have to read more series.
We're booked and busy.
This is what I'm going to be. This is my life now. This is my life.
This is my personality. Hi, nice to meet you. It's the Eternal Machine.
Have you heard of Iverborn? Because that's where I am.
Come to Iverborn. Oh God. Well, alrighty. Thanks for listening. We'll be right with you.
Right back, guys. Okay, bye.
Bye.